the respect that I had for Daniel and to his prophetic ministry, that it really was prophetic. And I convinced the Board of County Commissioners to officially declare Daniel as the Poet Laureate of Cuyahoga County. And by golly,
we have with us now Sam Phillips, a great rebellious young man, and Daniel Thompson, an even greater poet. Now, Sam is playing drums around the world, and Daniel's running around all the junkyards, coffee houses, and emporiums. He's been asked to castles and queens with his poetry, because he really is the poet laureate around here, and he's known as a very magical man around town. How are you, Daniel? It's great to be with you. You can talk to me if you want.
Get a life support going.
Daniel just blew his last poem. No, Sam, you're playing on this. You're the wild man. Get in on that mic and let us hear from you.
Yeah, I'm
Sam.
playing drums and percussion on it, and Daniel's doing his poetry thing. And
all together, huh?
Yes,
You guys went wild, huh? Can we hear that?
Zero weather on the vagrant faces. I wake from sleep with the black of the raven and ravenous for justice and song and blue Appalachian turnpike dawn. Pollution is yes, and everywhere squats on his haunches and backyard gossip, but the jack-like quickness claims its own on the wings of children, the rings of the phone, moves on the deeds of the dead before us, lets flesh and spirit be one and the same, where nothing is sure save death and dying in the dead of night, it calls you by name. And beginnings again lead to Eden, where with pen and flourish, truth and friend, I root for anarchy in dark places, and trail my verse in the wake of the wind.
Daniel Thompson and Sam Phillips on WRUW. God almighty. That's a new idea, isn't it?
Is that the Birdman?
That's the Birdman.
He performed at the junkyard at Pearl Road Auto Wrecking.
Right.
You recognize Daniel, don't you, Jerry?
That was the first time I got a standing ovation. That was at the Pearl Road junkyard.
Yeah, I started this guy on his career. I'm the one that you can blame.
Pal.
Great posts out there.
How do you make all this up? How does this all happen? How does a Birdman get to a junkyard with a poet and a radical... Sam, you're playing drums all over the world. And Daniel, what are you doing now? You were at the Euclid Tavern last night when we were at the Barking Spider, huh?
Yeah, I've been performing with the Robbers. I go up and for, I don't know, it seems like 10 years. But this was their 16th anniversary. And when the Free Clinic has their R&R, I usually go out there and perform with the Robbers.
Beautiful. You did them a real thing here. I think this thing is going to be something that the poetic world will remember.
Now, Daniel was, I don't know, it was wonderful when he used to play with the old band and with my band, and I say play, too, because it was like he was a musician, you know.
What was your band?
Jim Robbers and Jim Miller Band.
If I had wings, I'd fly after nightfall to the heart of the city, to the darkest part of poverty. There, out in the open under bright lights, those steamy places where the homeless sleep night after night. If I had wings, ribs, pizza, donuts, bagels, pastries, and simply water, I'd get it together, whatever the weather. If I had wings, I'd spread them out along with these other things against the night hunger for a feast in the belly of the beast. If I had wings, this would be my latitude, longitude, altitude, and attitude. If I had wings.
I'm Barbara Konowski.
And you were Daniel Thompson's friend for how many years?
26 years.
What impressed me with Daniel out of the most thing about his life was his commitment to the human race to try to make it a better world. Can you comment on that?
Well, I think Daniel's training to be a minister is probably one of the most important aspects of his personality. Even though he didn't become a minister, he was sort of, he was a minister. he was a minister without pay.
I met Seraphine Ngugi, who was from Kenya, and my Moroccan friend's house, Fatia.